Hey gang, Rain here. This is a quick info session regarding my new mod, Reborn, and its official server. In this video, I will go over how to get the mod for yourself, how to connect to the server, and some basic orientation related to the ranking system. Before we get into it, please keep in mind that at the time of posting this video, Reborn is still in a public alpha. This means that not all the content is yet complete, and some of the animations and sounds are placeholder. Alright. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is click Unturned in your Steam library and scroll down to click on Workshop. In the top right corner, in the search bar, type NAM Reborn. Click on the mod and hit the green button to subscribe. If you like what you see, please consider dropping me a like and a favorite as well, as it helps the mod gain exposure. Give it a second or two to download, depending on your connection speed. You're all set. You now have the mod. You can spawn these items in single player, but for the time being, I'm just going to explain how to connect to the official server. On the mod page, you should see two Steam group links. These groups are necessary because they determine which team you will be on when you join the server. If you are interested in joining the American side on the server, join the Allies group. If you're interested in joining the North Vietnamese side on the server, join the Axis group. Once you have joined a group, launch Unturned. In the main menu, navigate to Survivors, then to the Groups tab. Under Groups, select one of the two groups. You must not skip this step, or you will not be able to connect to the server, as it will auto-kick you if you're not in group. Now, navigate back to the main menu and hit play. Go to Connect, and type in the information provided in the description below. That's the IP, port, and password for the Reborn official alpha testing server. Once you've connected, you'll be able to join the server. Now, Reborn is a roleplay server set during the Vietnam War, meaning that once you're in the server, you are now a rank 1 soldier of your respective army. You're what is known as an enlisted soldier. As an enlisted soldier, you're expected to follow orders of your superiors at all times. The roleplay is not so strict as to require you to be in character all the time, however, you are required to follow orders. Failure to do so will result in removal from the server. We do not tolerate lone wolves, and neither do most armies. As an enlisted soldier, you can access your loadout using the command /class. You have access to a few basic classes as a private. These classes are restricted based on the number of people in the server. So if you want to be a machine gunner, but there are already 5 machine gunners on the server, you won't be able to select that class. Classes reset on death. Once you join the server, the first class you're going to receive is a uniforms class. This will give you your basic uniform as well as a rifle. Once you have spawned in, type /classes to see a selection of classes that you can spawn in with on your next respawn. The most common class to respawn with is rifleman. If there is an officer or a commander on deck, or a non-commissioned officer, and they ask you to select a specific class, please do so. So what does that all mean? Let's briefly go over the ranking system and how it works in Reborn. At the highest level on each side, there is a commander. The commander on Reborn is an administrator with cheats off who runs events, provides some vehicles, and also bears the responsibility of banning hackers and people who break the rules. Under them are commissioned officers. Commissioned officers have a moderator function on the server and can promote enlisted men based on the leadership qualities and good soldiering that they see. If you're simply joining the server as a casual player, maybe for the first time, you are referred to as an enlisted player. Your starting rank is private. Going up the ladder, the rank above you is private first class. Above that is a specialist rank, and then we're into non-commissioned officers. NCOs, like corporals and sergeants, are responsible for leading squads and providing other functions. They are your first point of contact if you need to know what the standing orders are when you join the server. If they give you an order, you're expected to follow it. To identify a soldier's rank, look at the patch on their arm or on their collar. I've provided a useful slideshow and document link in the description to familiarize new players with the ranks on the server. Please look it over before joining. Commissioned officers are combat officers who run companies. On NAM Reborn, officers are in charge of the NCOs and enlisted men. Officers can be similarly determined by the patch on their shoulder or on their collar. Now, luckily for you guys, I have a guest appearance by the commander of the North Vietnamese forces, here to talk about the ranking system as well. Commander?
Thanks, Rain. Hey guys. For now, you can just refer to me as Vo, commander of the NVA, and I'm going to be explaining how the hierarchy and system will work on NAM Reborn. The first thing I want to address is how we will be getting our hierarchy started. In the first couple of days, the commanders of each side will choose NCOs based off their activity in game and performance on the server, as well as their fighting skill. About a week or so into version 3 to version 4, we will be selecting officers from those NCOs and from other players on the server, which will be explained a little bit later. The NBA will not have any complicated ranks. This means there will be no warrant officers. I have not decided if I am going to have an SMA yet, but it is likely. One of the most important things about the NBA hierarchy is this. Once you get into the NCO ranks, players must have obtained and maintained their current rank for a specific set amount of time before they are to be considered for promotion of any kind. For example, for a specialist to be promoted to corporal, you must have been a specialist for at least 20 days and not have been promoted in the last 30 days. This is just one of the things that will keep people from moving up the ranks too fast in the NBA. The other things are that NCOs are allowed 1 promotion per day and officers are allowed 2 promotions per day within reason. This will keep NCOs and officers from promoting 5 people in one go and 15 people in a day. The NBA hierarchy will be similar to the Revolutionary and Civil Wars. Back then, the officers were gentlemen and the NCOs were roughnecks. The officers rode horses, didn't take part in combat, which there will always be exceptions to, and the NCOs are rough, combat-hardened, seasoned men that talked like soldiers and acted like soldiers. The NCOs commanded men in the thick of combat and reported to the officers. Think of the Civil War movie Gettysburg. An officer would almost never deal with an enlisted of any kind unless they were at least the rank of sergeant. Lieutenants were at the bottom of the barrel of officers, and they dealt with everyone. They will command the platoons and promote NCOs when the combat is worst and men are dying. A few basic points to emphasize on. These are the things that myself and the U.S. commander agreed on for both of our sides. Not everything needs a counter. This means that if he creates a division, I am not necessarily going to create a brand new division just to fight against the one he created. Divisions will be created freely on both sides, but only by the commander.
These are the reasons you should join the glorious NVA as opposed to the filthy American pigs. Americans stink. We have SAM sites. Americans stupid. We use realistic guerrilla tactics. Americans ugly. NVA lay traps and use psychological warfare. Glory to Vietnam.
Thanks, Commander. Wait a second. It looks like we have an incoming transmission from the American commander. Let's take a listen.
Transmission 11, received 68, December 30, 0500 hours, Sector King, Zulu King.
I am Lieutenant Colonel Steele, Active Commanding Officer of the United States Armed Forces in our current area of operations, or Alpha Oscar, as you will come to know it. Men, I'm not gonna lie, it's a dire time for the world at large. The iron grip of communism is spreading every single day with every burnt grain of rice by those communists out there. Now, I am a hard charger. I fight with my men, and I'm looking for some good leaders who are willing to do the same. We will not have any complicated ranks, such as warrant officers or command sergeant majors on this team. Just, 9 simple enlisted ranks, and then the officer ranks after that. But those ranks are reserved for the leaders. If you are not a leader, don't expect to be getting very far in this army. I value leadership above everything else. If you can prove yourself to be a good leader and a good soldier, you're going to get somewhere with me. The rank hierarchy is very simple. You start out in an E1, which is a private, and then, past the rank of specialist, you're considered to what's be called an NCO. An NCO is a non-commissioned officer. They are the commissioned officer's eyes and ears in the field. Those ranks are for the leaders. It's not just another stripe, and around here it doesn't get you a bigger paycheck, so don't even ask. If you are seen as unfit to lead, do not expect to become an NCO. It might take you a long time to be seen as fit to lead, and to get promoted to an NCO. But to others, it comes naturally, so just give it time and do your best in the field. Being a good soldier by itself can only get you so far. After the NCOs come the COs, the commissioned officers. COs are people that I trust very, very much. I trust them to promote, and I trust them to lead the men in uncertain situations where the NCOs might just not be enough. Being a CO is a big responsibility. It serves like a moderator position, like I serve in an admin position. When a CO wants to promote someone, they must first come to me. All promotions on this team are going to be coming through me first. We will not be having any sort of voting system, although that might upset people. But, the Army's not a democracy. Just another inch of the green, though, guys. As for divisions, we will not be having very many of them. We will have a SOG team, also known as MACV SOG, operating as our Special Operations Unit here, but that is about it. I do not know who will be leading it, or what equipment they will be issued, but we'll get back to you on that. Anyway, I'm not going to give you some long speech about how you should, join the Army. Uncle Sam's giving you enough of that, but unless you want to be speaking Russian, you better get your ass in here and pick up an M16. This is Lieutenant Colonel Steele, signing off.
Thanks, Commander. Alright, guys. That's all there is to it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was informative, and I look forward to seeing all of you on the server. I myself am starting out as a private, so I'm looking forward to getting ranked up and earning my way up the ladder. I'm really looking forward to this, guys. I think that it's going to be a pretty good RP experience. As always, I'm open to feedback at all times. You know where to find me. You can also comment on this video. That's a good place to give feedback on this ranking system and everything as well. I do read all the comments even if I don't respond, and I appreciate all the feedback that I get. There's also a suggestions channel on the mod page. If you have any specific suggestions regarding the mod, that's a good place to put them as well. And then finally, in terms of the content that will be added to the mod, I am student, so that means that I don't always have as much time to be fixing the old content and re-uploading it. So I will be doing that as often as I can, and I'll keep you guys updated on that as well. All right, thanks again, everybody, and good luck out there.